The reality is that it is, in three areas, I think it is having an impact across industries, right? So contact center transformation, for sure, talent, for sure, and developer productivity, for sure.
Do you believe that the people are more productive when they work in office, or do you think they're more productive when they work from home?
I think personally, I was very productive working from home. I don't know about other people, but I was personally very productive. No, I think, look, I think the answer is, it depends, right?
Human secretary or machine secretary? Your secretary might listen to this audio,
No,
this video recording.
Clearly a human secretary. I still need to, find my way back to the airport.
Thank you so much. Mohit, have a seat, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Before I get started, can I request for a round of applause for all of you for surviving AI for the last 8 hours? Thank you.
It's not done yet, Akhilesh. It's not done yet, right?
We are not done yet. Okay. If we could survive hearing so much about AI, I'm sure we'll survive AI taking over anything in this world. By the way, another interesting stat I heard, I put my machine learning team behind. They told me saying that if we removed the word AI from every possible conversation here, we could have gone home at 2:45 p.m. So that is the power of AI. This is called engagement by AI. I heard enough about Mohit's this thing. May I know your name, please?
Valerie.
Valerie, we don't need you. We've got a digital Valerie out there. You actually don't need to do it. Thank you so much. You could take some rest. And here is an AI which is actually doing direct speech to text translation, which you can all see here, so that we can not get rid of Valerie, so that we can give Valerie some rest. And she can actually train our model much better so that it will become much better. So can I have the round of applause for the digital Valerie out there? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now the advantage is that this digital Valerie can also help those who can actually hear but don't want to hear. They can just read it faster. So that's how it is. I have got a very interesting topic today, and more importantly, a very interesting guest. But before I talk about my guest, who am I? And I was told one day that when you're a host, if I were to ask a question, if somebody takes thoughts and puts in your head, that person is called a teacher. So somebody takes new thoughts, puts in your head, called teacher. Somebody takes your money, puts in their pocket, is called the CEO. And somebody who can do both, put their thoughts in your head and also take your money and put in their pocket, is your spouse. And the one who can do none is me here, the host of this show today. So with that, let's get started.
Akhilesh, Mohit, I already think it'll be hard to beat your performance on the stage.
Not at all, not at all.
The rest of the session will be very dull after Akhilesh's
not at all, not at all.
Humor and
thank you
presence.
so much. Thank you so much for being here with us. All I could do was just talk, but I think you are the one who are going to making sense with all of that thing which you said. And I'm going to put maybe some rules of the game here. So this is something which I just wanted to use a quote for everybody, that we thought that life will be all about machine doing the hard work and people like me writing the poetry. Little did I actually realize that I will be doing all the hard work and the AI is the one which is writing the poetry here. So that's the world which we are in today. But anyways, some rules of the game for Mohit, because Mohit has played this with me before. So first one is that you can't say the word AI more than 10 times. I've given you some bonus. Right. If you use it more than 10 times, you just pay $1,000 every time you speak. So we don't want you to go bankrupt. So just be careful with how many times you use the word. And the second one is that I'm the consultant here. Okay, so let's be very clear. And I'll tell you what a consultant is not today. So therefore, you got some prohibited words for you, which is all these words which consultant use and make millions of dollars. I've been there. You can't say
this was not there in the standard contract that we saw, Akhilesh. This is clearly some change request that somebody else must have signed with, not me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Some change request. So we will talk the real deep stuff. So tell us, Mohit, about in this new world of AI, which absolutely is here, how do you see the future of work would look like?
Look, I think I'm almost trying to ration my use of the word AI.
No, please, keep going.
But the fact of the matter is, right, that if you look at businesses across the world, right, I think we have the risk, as you rightly pointed out of getting stuck on a particular technology. But if you look at any business through time, right, what are they looking to accomplish? Businesses at the end of the day are looking to do one of three things, right? They are looking to see how they can get more efficient. They're looking to see how they can drive more productivity, and the productivity can come from, from offshoring, can come from consolidation, can come from rationalization, from automation, from the use of AI, from simplification. Businesses are looking to see how they can make life easier for their customers and get more customers. They're looking at seeing how customer journeys can be reshaped, how they can improve their product or their offering. They're looking to see how they can launch new products or offerings, enter new markets, embrace new technologies to monetize data, for instance. Or they're looking to see how they can reshape their organization, right? How they can make their organization flatter, how they can make their organization more of a learning organization, how they can improve their brand. So businesses across the world are looking to do, by and large, only these three things. And, employees come into this, technology comes into this. As far as the future of work is concerned, I don't know where your particular direction is, but as long as we can stay relevant, right? As long as we can stay relevant to what organizations are looking for, AI or no AI, I think our future is safe. And this is a really old, story that goes back to almost, Philip Kotler and the idea of positioning, is that if you think of your business as being a transportation business, you're fine. If you think of your business as being providing horses and carts, then your business is in trouble, right? So if we think of our business as providing transportation or providing relevance, to clients, I think we're perfectly fine.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. I definitely think that the way you describe that, if we narrow our business to say we are in the business of cars and horses, then we are not going to be relevant in some time because each one of them will go away. But if we are in the business of transportation, as you said, or making people move, we will remain relevant. That's a fascinating summary which you got here in terms of how each one of us will remain relevant. Let's talk a little bit about tactical thing, which I think we are all talking about. Is question to you, Mohit. Do you believe that the people are more productive when they work in office, or do you think they're more productive when they work from home?
I think personally, I was very productive working from home. I don't know about other people, but I was personally very productive. No, I think, look, I think the answer is it depends, right? There are certain things.
It depends.
Like everything else, it depends, right?
Sorry. Okay. One mistake allowed.
For deep work, right? See, if you're going to be spending your whole day talking to other people on Teams, then you might as well work from home. It's completely pointless, right? So for certain things, I feel that working from home is quite productive, right? If you're going to spend masses of time linearly going through, a set of calls, or if you're spending a lot of your time thinking through a business plan or, writing code, there are possibilities that you could be more productive. But the reality is that unless you're a researcher or unless you are, you're an academic, most of our work, for most people, involves working with other people, right? And working with other people is more fluent, is more natural when you're doing it in an office setting. So I do feel that we will see a bit of a return back to the office because the future is hybrid. The future is very clearly not work from home. The future is also not clearly going to be 5 days a week, 22 days a month working from the office. So we will find a happy medium somewhere over the next few months and years, probably sooner than we expect.
That's good. I 100% agree with what you said, that, the life is not one way or the other, and especially in our industry.
It depends.
I would be allowed to say that word 100 times, but, as I said that I'm a consultant. I get all Sat Khun Maaf, so that's okay with me. But see, it's rarely that the consultant is asking questions, right? Most of the time I'm on the receiving end, so let me have my day today. But coming back to this thing, I think but the funny thing is that, the data, and this is what I was trying to say, that, a lot of people said that, data is like the new oil. And I say that, don't add too much of oil. It's fried food is not good for your health. So too much of data is not good. So I actually looked for some data on Google. I said that, are you more productive working from home or office? And I actually realized that depending upon what I wanted, I could get the answer whichever way it is. So I realized that the data was dirty, but the stats were even more ugly. So here it is, we've got the CEO of Netflix saying that I don't see any positives. Sorry for quoting, it's a direct pickup from the internet. But at the same time, the CEO saying that, we haven't really just coped, we have actually thrived. So it depends on who you ask, and it also depends on, so I've seen looking at the data on internet, you could find either way. So when I did not get the answer to my quest, I actually turned to LinkedIn, and I actually did a LinkedIn poll of asking my network, saying that, are you more productive at home or at office? And funnily enough, most of my audience, I assume, will be in Indian time zone. So when I posted this question in the afternoon, till the evening, I got all the responses where people said that I'm more productive at office. But from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning, all the people who said I'm productive at office were beaten by the people who said that I'm more productive sitting at home. So I don't know what to really look at for that objective. So there is a little bit of poll result which I thought gave me a very funny outcome onto this one. But those were about the perception. Let's talk about the real thing, which is, what about the facts? So Mohit, as you talked about that, some of these places where you have to work together, one of the data which actually suggests that, the number of patents filed post-pandemic, so there are the 4 pandemics which we have tracked. About 3 years from the pandemic recovery, typically you see a little bit of dip in the number of patents filed, and that was no different for COVID. Do you think that's the case in our industry as well, that the innovation might have taken a little bit of beating because not everybody was working from home, working from office?
I mean, is this a trick question? Am I going to answer it one way and then you're going to show me data that is the complete opposite?
Yeah. I'm going to do that. No trick question, but I think it's a reality. But I will let me take the trick out of it. I said, this is actually the truth. I think most of people believe. But how come then we got the OpenAI and the whole GenAI if the innovation was low during this period?
Look, I think, obviously, working from home is one component of the many factors that influence innovation, right? The reality is that we are living through such an enormous amount of change that you have literally more change happening in 2 years than you did in the whole decade of the 70s or the 60s, right? So we're living through an enormous amount of technology-driven change. And I think working from home, candidly, is just one of those factors, right? Now, maybe if you control for it, would innovation be lower or higher? It's possible that innovation would be higher if you had the normal working environment. But I do feel that the greatest driver of change is not working from home or not working from home. It is the broader sort of techno-economic situation. And the reality is that this is an exponential curve, right? And in an exponential curve, you would expect to see regular increasing in innovation happening over time, right? I can almost promise that we will see more change in the next 10 years than we saw in the previous 10 years. This is not rocket science. It is just the nature of the beast, right? Whether you work from home or you work from the office, the next 10 years will see more change than the previous 10 years.
Fantastic. I think on this one, I again want you to have a round of applause for Mohit, please. Not because the answer I knew expected, he's a smart guy, would give the answer, but he actually detected this to being a trick question. So for that, I really think that you deserve more thing. I want to now shift to the next segment. By the way, on this segment, Mohit did brilliantly well. So the next segment, I'm really hoping for even more exciting conversation, which is about humans and machines working together.
Yeah.
It's no unreal that we will be working with machines in whatever shapes and form more closely. What do you think are some of these changes in our ways of working you would expect when machines and humans work together?
Yeah. Look, I think it is a significant enabler of capability, right? I think what it really does is, and I was giving this example to somebody, that, you can probably run a mile much faster than I can, right? It's possible. But if we were driving in a car, we'd probably be able to drive at the same speed, right? And I feel that this technology, this AI workbenches, this AI toolkits that we're creating is such a powerful equalizer that it really gives superhuman capabilities to almost everybody, right? This is the Iron Man suit that, that we were all waiting for. And I feel that at the end of the day, the only interesting combination is going to be a human and machine, maybe playing with or competing with another human or machine. I think the very useful analogy is that Big Blue, I think back in the late 80s or early 90s, was consistently beating human chess players. Nobody is watching, computers play against each other, right? I think the interest is only in humans and machines playing with humans and machines. So I do feel that it is an extraordinary amplifier of human capability. And that's the way we should see it.
I love your analogy saying that it's a great equalizer because it's moving people from by foot to by car. That's really something which I like. But why don't you also address one of the things which I keep hearing from sometimes the group which works as developer community? What do you see the impact on the developer community because of some of these new developments in generative AI?
I think, look, I just feel, again, use the sort of the car analogy or the racing analogy. I think this is a really powerful toolkit for average or above average developers, right? Because it instantly makes them world class, right? It really removes the performance differential that exists where people used to say that, oh, so-and-so programmer is a 10x programmer. I feel that distinction is quite moot now because the toolkit gives an enormous amount of capability even to an average performer. And the reality is also, if you look at the, if you look at the whole world, right? I was having this discussion with somebody today. Now, how many programmers run this world? Who knows? Somewhere to the order of maybe 7 to 8 million, right? The reality is that in a planet of 8 billion people, 8 million programmers is not too much. We're not going to run, we're not going to run short of things for people to do. So I feel that this is sort of threat of mass unemployment is overblown. And especially overblown from a technology perspective, right? I think it will give an enormous set of capabilities to people. It will allow people to move up the learning curve much more naturally and much faster than they would have, a decade ago or 2 decades ago, where you had an apprenticeship type model. So I feel it has an almost unqualified positives to it, the way it exists today.
I agree, generally, but not in a consultant way. Let me tell you the story of this consultant who was a young consultant like me a few years ago. And when he joined this company, his boss told, saying that, you really don't need to know everything. You need to know just one thing and use that as a consulting thing and thing will work. So he says, what's that one thing? He says, every time you get a food, put some lemon in it. So he goes to a party and somebody gives him some rice, saying, how do I make the rice look better? He says, put some lemon, and the consultant got some thunderous applause, and the rice became better. Then he went to another party, and he says, what can you do with water? So he says, put a little lemon in the water, and water becomes more tasty. And he says, next party, he goes to a salad, and, says, put some lemon. But unfortunately, the next party he went, he got some milk. And he put some lemon in the milk, and this is how
he made it paneer.
Yeah, he made paneer. Oh, yeah, very nice. But I just hope that...
I don't know what kind of leadership training you guys are giving in KPMG.
Absolutely.
I think it may be time for an upgrade.
100%, 100%. The problem is that we are also getting the same training which everybody else here is giving to all of us. So clearly on that one. But I'm seeing that Gen AI has kind of become that lemon.
Yeah, well, it's true.
So we are trying to put that lemon, saying, whatever it is, Gen AI. Do you think we are going through an overdose and someday that paneer will not taste nice?
Well, even if we were, it's almost embarrassing to say so, right? The reality is that, as you said, that there is so much of hype or broad-based discussion around the technology. The reality is that it is, in 3 areas, I think it is having an impact across industries, right? So contact center transformation, for sure, talent, for sure, and developer productivity, for sure. Beyond that, there are specific use cases. Now, how many of these can you argue were already machine learning use cases, and how many of them are, like the previous speaker said, just advanced statistical models? Yeah. It's hard to argue, but I do feel that over time it will have a outsized impact on the way industries are organized, just like the web had, just like any transformational technology does. So I think in the long run it will completely transform entire industries, will transform economies, but all in a good way, right? I think it'll dramatically increase the size of the pie. In the short run, yeah, clearly, a lot of it does look like hype, but I do feel that this is very different from some other things, right, which look like, solutions looking for a problem, like blockchain. Yeah. This one seems to be a lot more real.
Yeah. I know I'm short on time, but I still have 2 very important questions to ask you because I won't get the opportunity again. In the new world, we might also have humans working for machines. Machines giving instructions, and they're not taking away our jobs, but they are doing certain things. How would the world of leadership in that era work when I actually work on the instructions of a machine?
Well, the reality is that all of us already are working for machines, right? The street sets guidance of what is expected, for companies, and we get a certain set of numbers that we're all delivering, whether it's somebody at the contact center handling a certain number of calls or a salesperson looking at a certain targets, right? The reality is that whether it is set by a machine or set by a human, it's a very complex interplay. I do feel that there is a human element, from a creativity perspective, from a connection perspective, that will never be completely gone, right? And I feel that that human element, that human connection will always be there. So I feel we can rest easy there.
That's a good one. The human connection will always be there. And I do hope that some of the concerns I keep hearing about when machines are really truly embedded in our work, would we have more workplace insecurity, the way we become insecure by somebody doing better than me as a human. So I hope we will also find and solve some of those questions. I think you did brilliantly well, Mohit, and I really tried to put you on spot.
Thank you, Akhilesh.
Thank you so much, but we won't let you go. I do have some rapid fire questions for you, okay? And these are truly rapid fire and people can join me. So I've got about 6 or 7 rapid fire from Mohit, so let's see how he performs. So Mohit, human secretary or machine secretary? Your secretary might listen to this audio.
No,
this video recording.
Clearly a human secretary. I still need to, find my way back to the airport, so clearly.
So don't you trust machines, that your machine secretary won't find a way to the...
Sorry?
Would your machine secretary not find a way
so
to the airport?
I think my human secretary amplified by a machine is
human
the way.
Secretary augmented by. So you don't get an answer on this one because you chose a third option which wasn't there on the consultant list. So sorry about that, but that's okay. Give you a second chance. Work from home or work from office in your current role?
Clearly work from the office. I feel that in my role where you need to be visible, where you need to constantly be meeting people, it is work from the office, except for the rare occasion when I'm too exhausted to go to the office.
Perfect. Efficient AI or effective AI? Both is not an option.
No, then you have to choose effective, right?
Effective. Very good.
No question.
Very good. Okay. If you were to get one superpower, teleportation or becoming invisible?
Well, I would choose teleportation because, becoming invisible, yeah, I almost feel that, you could get hurt very badly because people haven't noticed you.
Okay. Monday or Friday?
It's, I would say Monday. The promise of Friday is something to look forward to.
You look forward to. Very nice. I had few more questions, but this is such a brilliant answer which you gave, Mohit. So on that, I will give you a thunderous applause once again. You actually won this round big way. But before we go, I want to show you the last one on, we actually got this whole conversation directly listened to by an AI, and this is how the AI has automatically summarized this conversation. I don't know how good or bad it is. So if you guys think that the AI was doing a great job, round of applause, not for Mohit, not for me, but for the AI for summarizing this session, because they no longer need a host also. Not only we can have Vitaly out, you can also have Akhilesh out of this one. Thank you so much, Mohit. Wonderful, truly enjoyed talking to you.
For more content on tech and leadership, subscribe to NASSCOM YouTube channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.